He's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice.
There's still time to redeem yourself. Yes, you can make my nice list. You really can if you try really hard.
Did you hear that? You're going to have to try really hard. Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to the Nice List, where we spotlight the people, the traditions, and the moments that make the season a little bit brighter. Now, we spent 3 months putting holiday offenders on the naughty list, and now it's time to highlight the stuff that we love. So every Monday in December, we're going to pick 2 or more Christmas items or characters or songs, different foods or movies, and anything else we can think of that bring us joy every year at Christmas. And if you have any recommendations that you'd like for us to share on the Nice List, you can send those to us at christmaseverydayshow@gmail.com, and we will absolutely talk about those. So we're going to get right to it. First up on the list this week is my favorite Christmas song in the whole world. I hope everybody's heard this. No, you know what? I hope not everybody has heard this, because I want you to be able to check it out for the first time like I did. Old City Bar by Trans-Siberian Orchestra. It kind of made its way into my rotation a few years ago after my wife and I went to see him in concert with my sister and her husband around Christmas time. And I heard the song for the first time at that concert, and it really just spoke to me in a way that few songs ever really have. It's a story about an old bar in the city, obviously, and the regulars who frequent the bar. So they're all congregated there on Christmas Eve, as they're all pretty much the only family that they all have. And a little boy walked into the bar. Now, he told the bartender about a girl who was outside in the snow, and she wasn't able to get home for the holidays. And I'm pretty sure the word girl is used to mean a young lady, probably over 18, probably, college aged. But, excuse me. So the bartender went outside, he talked to the girl, he arranged for her to get to the airport and to catch a plane home. He came back a somewhat different man, according to the song, after his conversation with her, and for the rest of the night, the drinks were on the house. The interaction with her really moved him somehow. And the little boy who initially brought the bartender the news of the girl outside, he's disappeared at this point, and the regulars were all right where they wanted to be, with the people that they wanted to be with on Christmas Eve. Now, this rundown doesn't do this song justice at all. You have to really listen to the song, but because I'm not always that great at explaining things, in the show notes, I'm putting a link for an episode of the Christmas 365 podcast. And they did an entire episode about the song, and they break the whole thing down. It's insane. I will warn you, there's some language in this episode. These guys, the language isn't necessarily safe for work, but this is such a good episode. I do recommend everybody checking it out if that's not going to bother you. They break down just this amazing story that the song tells way better than I can. And they play the song in sections when they break it down, so you can really get a good feel for it. Old City Bar. You're always going to be at the top of my nice list. So again, I'm going to put a link in the show notes for the Christmas 365 podcast episode on the Old City Bar. Such a good song. Oh, it just tells a phenomenal Christmas story. I really love it. All right, next up on the list, we're going to go with something that I love to do every year, and that is driving around and looking at Christmas lights. Christmas lights are always going to, I don't know what it is. I love the music. I love the Christmas movies. I love everything about Christmas. I think I like Christmas lights more than anything else about the Christmas season, and it just makes me happy to go out and see them. So this past Saturday night, a couple of nights ago, my wife and I used a list that was on our town's Facebook page, and it had addresses of people who did their houses up with a bunch of Christmas lights. Now, I really don't know what it is about Christmas lights that it just makes me feel good, but I'm telling you, nothing really does it for me like a nice lit up house. And you know what? I don't care if the lights are all the same color. I don't care if white lights are mixed in with the colored lights. I just don't care what's going on. If there are lights on the house, I love it. And we saw some great houses the other night. There were some, they had their lights synced up to the radio stations, but for the most part, it was just regular lights on regular people's houses, and it was just so cool. So, you know, what I love most about people who put up lights on their house and share it, like the folks did last night, whose houses we drove out to see, is, not only do they obviously love having their house lit up, but they want to use their house and their ideas to make other people happy. Usually they do it for children, and I think that's just amazing. There was one house the other night that had a sign out by the driveway that said free hot chocolate and free cider. How cool is that? Now, my wife and I had already gotten some hot chocolate before we went driving around because we're, pros. We've done this a few times, but we could have gotten some at that house if we weren't seasoned veterans. And, people who light up their house and invite people to come check it out apparently love Christmas, and they want to share what they love with everybody else. But, we also saw a ton of houses that were lit up who didn't share it on the Facebook list. And we saw these houses in between the other houses that were on the list. And so we spent a few hours just, putting in addresses in the GPS and going from one house to another and, seeing a bunch of great lights either at that location or in between houses. And, and after the year that our household has had, it just did me a lot of good to get out and, take it easy for a little bit, waste a little bit of gas and drink some hot chocolate and just look at Christmas for an evening. And the best way to do that is obviously with Christmas lights. Now, I highly recommend everybody get out during this season, go see how other people love to show their love for Christmas. One thing I've noticed over the last couple of years is that, fewer people these days are putting up Christmas lights. So it makes me appreciate, the ones who do that much more. So Old City Bar, go check it. Really, you've got to check this song out. If you've never heard this song, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, they're just known for the big, grandiose, numbers. Christmas Eve in Sarajevo, Wizards in Winter. They do all that crazy Christmas stuff. This one is so laid back and scaled back, and it's just such a simple song with a simple message, and it's just one of the most beautiful songs that I've ever heard. So, Old City Bar and looking at Christmas lights, you guys have made the nice list this week. Okay, there's two more nice lists this year, but there's only going to be one more before Christmas. That'll be next Monday. That's going to be a very special episode. We're going to have a couple of guests on, and I want you guys to all check it out. So every Monday on the nice list. And again, if you have any recommendations for me for the nice list, send those to me at christmaseverydayshow@gmail.com. So that's going to do it for this week. Check in with us for next Monday for the next episode. Remember, it's never too late to get on the nice list, but you are running out of time. Merry Christmas, everybody.